What we're going to do on this is install a new programmable Wig Wag harness. The bike was already equipped with the Motolights for the standard harness, so I've taken the old harness out, and the original switch is still here under the tank for this lead here, and we'll go ahead and show you how to put in a police Wig Wag. First, it's real simple back here. Again, you have positive wire to the positive terminal and a negative to the negative on your battery. There's a lot of extra wires hanging out of this bike. It has a ton of accessories on it. We don't need 10mm anymore. Alright. The old switch we're going to reuse. It plugs right in the new harness. Trigger wire for your relay. Under this cross member up here, because we're going to hide our harness in that hole there. Come around the battery. And bring your wire up to the back of your plug that goes to your tail light, and then we can trim this one off to length. Just make sure you have enough extra to give anybody who's changing their battery a little bit of room to work with. We'll put our clip back together here, our inline connector. Squeeze it down with your finger and make sure you can see the blue wire through the slot here. Show this all the way in. Squeeze it in, close your connector. The other thing you'll notice on this new one is this gray wire with a little separation in the insulation. After you get this one installed, there's 9 different programs that you can set your flash pattern to. It comes with the standard Wig Wag, just on off each one. There's multiples in there. You can play with it to see which one you prefer. To get it to change flash pattern, pull the casing off, touch it to your ground, hold it for 3 seconds and let it off, and it'll change pattern. And you just keep repeating it, and it'll go through the whole series of them until you pick the one you want. And we're going to run this the same way we run this standard harness up under the tank here. See, this one we're going to be a little careful with because there's a ton of extra wires on this thing from accessory LEDs that are on it. So give yourself enough room in here to get back in that hole. We'll come back and clean that up, wire tie it up, make it neat. But for now, I'll get this routed up underneath, over the fuel lines, over the engine mounts, up to the mounting ear on the tank, and we'll get it out in the front headlight and then show you how to make your attachments out there. We lowered the tank back down. We've got the harness run through here, behind the fuel lines, underneath the crossover, and then up to the mounting ear of the tank. From here, the headlight's already been removed, and a connector's been put in up there. I'll show you where you're going to have to connect into it at. Take your lead and you run it through until you see it come out in the headlight housing. The old Motolight leads that are coming up in the lights are already here, so we can plug those in, and that way when we pull the yellow wire up to tap into our pursuit system, it'll pull those through with us, and we can hide everything neat behind the headlight. coming down from the right side of the harness right here, there's a gray wire with a black tracer. That's your pursuit switch wire. You want to put our inline tap into that, plug in your yellow wire to it, and then just for some extra security, take a tie, put a loop on it, tie it to the harness. That way if somebody pulls on your harness or they're just back there changing batteries or something, this doesn't come unplugged. You don't have to take the whole headlight apart just to plug it back in again. The only thing left we have to do is all our connections are made. We'll coil up the wire in the back, we'll wire tie it up, make it look neat, hide it down in between the frame, and then we should be on. And if you shut your pursuit switch off, when your pursuit switch off, they go back into regular on mode. When you turn your pursuit switch on, they go to Wig Wag. Cut blue lights off, go back to a steady burn. Like I said, there's 9 different programs you can put into those. You can set your pattern however you prefer. The initial hookup though is it just Wig Wags alternate each light.